The used RV market is so screwed up because there are way more people in the market to buy a used travel trailer or motorhome or toy hauler or fifth wheel, and there's very little demand for it. But the buyers are like, screw that. I'm not buying until the private party seller starts getting realistic about what their unit's worth. I just ran into this again today. A guy with a 44-foot fifth wheel wants $42,000 for it. It is a Cedar Creek, which is a good coach. And he keeps saying, well, Brinkley's are Brinkley's and new Cedar Creeks and new Solitudes and new Keystone Montanas, they're all going for 125 grand. So 42,000 is a steal for my coach. But yeah, when you go look at the book value of it, it's like 22 grand. So you want $20,000 more than retail book for your fifth wheel because why? You see what new ones are selling for, so you think yours is garage kept and it's $20,000 more, and I mean, it's just bull crap. So what happens is a lot of the folks that are ready to buy a used travel trailer, ready to buy a used motorhome, they're going to sit on the sidelines until someone's pricing comes down to some kind of reality. That's why dealers can't keep them in stock. Dealers can't keep used in stock because they price everything according to the lender's market value. It's that pendulum I talk about. It's the same pendulum I talk about in credit unions versus bank rates. Right now, bank rates are lower than credit union rates. So if you go get your own loan, you're going to pay more interest than you will at a dealer. But in 2 years, that pendulum might flip. It might switch. My Financing USA, it's okay. It's one of the places you can go to get private loans. But I don't think you should, if you're going to buy at a dealership, use their approvals and use their stuff to get a better loan. But I just be careful because the only one I trust is Southeast Financial. That's the only one I really trust out of the Google sponsored banks that do private lending. The only credit union I really trust that's nationwide is Alliant Credit Union out of Chicago. And then if you're going to go like down the path of full-time RVing, Costco has a program that works really good too. So those are the three I trust the most. But if you want to try My Financing USA, I mean, I've seen some guys that tell me it's a scam. I've seen some guys that tell me it actually helped them a lot to buy a private party purchase. I would just be careful. I would look at Southeast Financial as well. I'd look at Alliant Credit Union. I would look at the Costco program as well. And I would go with those because they've been around a long, long time. And I've had better luck with them than I have with My Financing USA. So I hope that helps you answer your question, Wingman, in a way, because I'm more leaning on, like when I put links, when people ask me for links, I usually put Southeast Financial and Alliant Credit Union. And if you live in like the California, Nevada, Arizona area, I usually put Logix Credit Union in there too, because they're the old Lockheed Federal Credit Union. So, but good question, great question. Getting back to it. So, it's just, everything's so screwed up that the guys that are making money in the industry understand where the industry is and where the community really is. Okay. Look, this is not against Axiom or Riverstone or Mobile Suites or Brinkley. This isn't attacking them. This is understanding that Brinkley made a conscious decision that they wanted to build a product that was a high dollar. Do I think it's worth the money? Hell no, I don't. But it's all in the eye of the beholder. Okay? When they wanted to get into that market, they went into that market right away. They didn't start out with a Coleman 17B travel trailer at $11,995 and then all of a sudden one day flip a switch and say, okay, we're going to sell $130,000 fifth wheels now. Okay, you look at Alliance RV. same thing. They were a little more stacked about their, like they always have been with when they were with Heartland. When they had Heartland, it was like a stacked range of different price points. But now we're getting a lot of this, what we call stick and tin product, like a Keystone Springdale or Forest River Salem or one of these things that you're pricing yourself payment wise completely away from what the market wants. You're hedging a bet. You're pushing all your chips all in on these $250,000 motorhomes in prayer that somebody else goes out of business, that you can do it better than Storyteller, that you can do it better than Pleasureway. So these companies have been in the game a long time. You're hoping you can do it better and cheaper than them, so that way you can push them out and stick a fire hose down their throat instead of sticking to the bread and butter of what has built the company and built the corporation. So what's the bread and butter? Why is Camping World still successful? It has nothing to do with how good they are. They get a bunch of bad reviews everywhere and everybody hates them. Okay, but why are they still around? Well, they're still around because Coleman builds a cheap travel trailer that's not good quality, but the people buying it are not living in them full time. They're buying them to use it 10 days a year, maybe for a 1-week vacation during the summer, and then weekend trips going up to the mountains or going to the lake or going to the beach. They're not living in the coach. They're not using it daily. They're not even using it half the year. So you still can get $150 to $300 payment, which fits right where the middle class wants to be in the US of A. A guy that's a blue collar worker that works at a union and busts his ass every single day cannot justify sometimes spending $500 a month on a travel trailer that they're going to use less than 10 days a year. He can justify spending $85,000 or $90,000 on his truck because he uses his truck daily to go to work. So you're losing your base and they're walking away. Now, some of them are walking away with their nose in the air saying it's about quality, because here's the truth about quality and people that complain about quality. People that, the majority, not everybody, I want to make that clear, not everybody, but the majority of people that come up to me and tell me they're not buying because of quality, I go look at the tires of their truck and their car that drive every day, and I'm like, wow, if you can't afford to put tires on your car, how are you going to afford an RV anyway? So you disguise your inability to afford one in the current climate we're in by disguising it as quality problems, because you watch Liz Amazing,